Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of The Gift of Giving. My name is Stephen Murray, and I'm the host of this program. For those of you tuning in for the first time, this program focuses on nonprofits, foundations, and 501c3s based right here in the state of Nevada. The representatives on this show, they're down there in the trenches, making our world a better and brighter place every day. Today's guest, I'd like to certainly welcome Bob Cleveland. He's the CEO of Rebuilding Together Southern Nevada. Welcome to the program, Bob. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. Please give us an overview of what Rebuilding Together Southern Nevada actually does. Give us the history of the organization and when it was founded. The mission.
We were founded 30 years ago. We celebrated our 30th birthday this past February. We had an exciting kickoff to rebuild that day that we did with the NFL that happened to fall on our birthday. It was a great success with Lowe's and Credit One as our partners and ADT. We repaired 6 homes and a Boys and Girls Club. And it was just a big celebration for us that we've been in the Valley for 30 years while we were able to partner with those other guys and really make an impact on, in that case, the city of Henderson.
Wow. 30 years.
30 years.
That was, and boy, what a celebration you had. Now, what made you actually join the organization?
I've been in construction for many years here in Southern Nevada, building homes for a major home builder here. Mm-hmm. And, with the market crash, I made it through several layoffs and then didn't make it through one. I was picked up by the MGM to help finish building out City Center. And once that project was done, there wasn't a lot of construction going on. I'd met some great people at City Center, and through some good connections, I found out that this organization needed a project manager to help with some construction growth. It fell right into my lap, and I honestly knew within a month that I never wanted to work anywhere else. Yes. I've had some fantastic jobs in my life, but I've never got to make a difference. And to go out in this community and make a difference every day in what I do is just a blessing. And yes. We've been really lucky to continue to grow since I've been here, and our impact has really grown. So I'm just lucky to be here.
Well, and you really are making a difference because you assist seniors, veterans, low-income families, and people with disabilities. That's your main focus of Correct. Where you help out, right?
Mm-hmm. You have to be a low-income homeowner.
Okay.
And then either a veteran, a senior, or disabled. To qualify for our programs.
So there is a means test that people have to go through. It's not just anybody. Now, if they're not a senior or a veteran or disabled, if they're low income, can they still qualify, or they have to be one of those 3 senior?
They can. We're going to do our very best not to turn away. For example, a single mom with 3 kids who's working full time. We're going to do our best not to turn that person away. We'll try and find an outside funding source to help that person.
Gotcha.
So you're always welcome to apply. We have people at our organization that have been there for 18, 19 years. So if we can't help you, we've got a pretty good idea who can.
Yeah, great. Now, inheriting your title is Rebuilding Together Southern Nevada, that you only obviously work in Southern Nevada. How far out in Southern Nevada do you go? Do you go all the way from like Prim up to Mesquite, or?
We handle all of Clark County, which I believe is 8,800 square miles. That's quite a footprint for us. And we do have funding that takes us into Pahrump.
Okay.
And then we have a sister affiliate in Northern Nevada, which has a little bit bigger footprint because things are closer. I think they cover 5 counties, but they have a lot of rural stuff that they handle up there as well as, Carson City, as well as Reno. But some of the more rural communities, they help as well. And they're a newer affiliate, only 3 years old.
Okay. So there is somebody in the Northern Nevada. Correct. And if any of our viewers are watching and they live in Northern Nevada, is their organization Rebuilding Together Northern Nevada?
Correct.
Okay. So they can just do a Google search or
and Meg
is directory assistance or something.
Meg is the director up there and should be happy to help you guys out.
Okay.
If anybody reaches out.
Okay. If any of you are up there in Northern Nevada in the Reno, Carson City area, reach out to Rebuilding Together Northern Nevada. Now, over the years, you've done an amazing job. Apparently, you've renovated over 9,000 homes, affecting over 20,000 families, I think you said.
Yes, we are.
That's an incredible statistic. How do you hear of families, or how do they know that you exist?
There's so many different ways, but programs like this help get the word out. But we still reach out to people, or they reach out to us. Oh, I haven't had air conditioning in 2 years. We didn't know you existed. And no matter how much we get the word out, people still don't know. But we have PSAs out on all the local TV stations. We partner with the local stations on a regular basis to do TV specials, showing what we do. They're really good about coming out and covering all of our volunteer days. We have an incredible partnership with 211. That's a local information line that seniors use regularly. They'll call in and, I have a leaking roof, and they'll give them some ideas on where to go. We partner with other nonprofits. One of our biggest partners is Help with Southern Nevada, and they do a lot of weatherization. And a lot of times we can't necessarily do an air conditioner because a client needs a roof done as well. So they'll do the air conditioner for us, or they'll reach out to us, and they can't do a roof on a house because that's not their scope of work. So they'll ask us to do it so they can put a new air conditioner on the roof. So there's a lot of collaboration between the various nonprofits in town, and just getting the word out on social media and TV, newspaper, however we can get the word out.
And one of your nonprofits, you deal with foundation assisting seniors at all? Are you familiar with them?
Not that one, but we'd be happy to. We're always happy to collaborate with them.
Reach out to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're an organization that helps seniors stay in their homes,
That's what we want.
as opposed to move into assisted living, things like that.
That's the whole idea, is to preserve affordable housing by keeping them in the affordable house.
There you go. Nice goal. Now, are the repairs, are they performed by volunteers, or is it paid licensed professionals?
Our critical repairs are done by licensed contractors. We do that for several reasons. One, it's a very litigious state, being here in California. If a volunteer does something and something goes wrong, we don't want to be sued, and we want the homeowner taken care of. So these licensed contractors come in, and there's warranties involved. Like the roofs have 10-year warranties, air conditioners have 10-year parts, 2-year labor, whatever comes with the manufacturer in the company putting it in. We don't want our clients to have work done and then have something go wrong and have nothing to turn back on. If there's a problem with the install, we want it warranted.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
We want it done right.
Yes. So you deal with licensed professionals,
correct,
contractors, and do you have a set number, or you're always looking for? You're covering a lot of homes here, and it looks like you're just growing and growing and growing. Do you have sufficient contractors?
No. With the increase in work that we have, we've got 3 contractors that do incredible work for our air conditioners. We have an incredible plumber, and we have an incredible general contractor. We could always use another plumber, and we definitely need a couple more general contractors to step up.
Okay. So if there are any contractors out there listening, please reach out. Your help would be greatly welcomed by Rebuilding Together Southern Nevada. And at this point, I think it's just about time for a sponsorship break. So please stay with us, Bob. We'll be right back. Please listen to the message from Pacific Coast Capital.
Introducing Pacific Coast Capital, your partner in finance. We provide financing for your business. Speed, flexibility, and creativity are the foundation of our service. We'll help you navigate through change and opportunities. Our 90-plus years of experience ensures quick turnaround on loan decisions. Ride the wave to prosperity with us. Ready for new funding? Visit our website today at pacificcoastcap.com.
Welcome back, everyone. And I'd like to thank Pacific Coast Capital for sponsoring this program. We would not have the program were it not for our sponsors. And I'd certainly like to thank Bob Cleveland for coming with us, being with us today, CEO of Rebuilding Together Southern Nevada. And in this section of the program, Bob, we'd like to talk about some of the programs you have. And from what I can see, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure, you have 4 major programs. You've got the critical home repair, the fall prevention program, the home program, and safe at home program.
Correct.
So can we talk a little bit about each one of these? Let's start with the critical home repair. what is covered in the critical home repair?
That's our bread and butter. That's what we are here to do. That's our main goal, is to provide these critical home repairs to our low-income homeowners to keep them in their homes. And that's replacing their air conditioner, replacing their roof if it's leaking, replacing a water heater if it's not working. We do a lot of work on mobile homes where we'll go underneath and pull out the old plumbing system and put in a new plumbing system. It's any repair that's critical to our client staying in their home in a safe and healthy manner. And that's what most of our work is.
Wow.
Well over 500 homes a year.
500 a year?
That's our new numbers now.
My God, that's more than one per day.
We're busy.
Yes.
There's a lot of need out there.
It certainly sounds like it. So that's basically water heater and plumbing and roofing.
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Even if somebody has their door kicked in and they can't afford to replace it, or their windows have been broken out, that's still a health and safety issue. They can't secure their home. I mean, there's a lot of things that fall into it, but for the most part, it's air conditioning, roofs, and plumbing issues.
Gotcha. Now, the fall prevention program, what's included in that? What kind of repairs are covered there?
This is a program I'm very proud of. This is something we've worked over the last 8 years in collaboration with the University of UNLV and Touro University to put together a program that helps seniors that have had a fall in their home to keep them from falling again. Right now, if you're over 60 years old and you fall in your home and that fall leads you to an emergency room visit, the chances of you falling again are 75% in the first year.
Wow.
And that's, I'm not ragging on anybody, but if you go in to see the doctor, they fix you up, they're going to send you right back into that house that you had your fall in. The problem that caused your fall is still there. So we go in with an occupational therapist provided from Touro University. The occupational therapist evaluates the client, evaluates the home, and gives us a list of modifications that need to be done to prevent this client from falling again.
Oh my goodness.
Now, whether that's just an accessible shower or pulling out the carpet and putting it on a hard floor, motion lighting, it could be a combination of things. Whatever they ask us to do, we do. We're not qualified to make those decisions. They are, and we want to follow what they want us to do to the letter, because we track these clients for another year and we see if they've had another fall. So far, we've done about 30 of these. We have not had a single repeat fall. And that's the goal, is to send them back into a home where they can be safe.
Wow.
The end goal is we're spending between $25,000 and $35,000 per home for these repairs. But if they fall again and go to the emergency room, that's going to cost taxpayers or insurance companies $150,000.
Yes.
At least. And it's not good for their health. Obviously, long-term mental health of continuing to fall, go to the hospital. There's so many other factors. But just the bottom line of money, if you spend $35,000 on this home, you're going to prevent another fall that's going to cost you $150,000 down the line. We want to start taking preventative things and putting them in place rather than reacting after somebody's been hurt. If we can prevent them from getting hurt, we'll save the taxpayers a lot of money. We save the insurance companies a lot of money.
Yes, and you're making it safe for the individual, making them feel more comfortable and more confident in their ability to move around.
Absolutely.
I think what's really nice is that you follow through with these individuals. How often do you do that? You said you do it for a full year. Do you call them once a month or every 2 months? Or?
The occupational therapist will keep up with them at 6 months and 12 months and make sure they're still doing okay. And then we send out our normal surveys that don't have anything to do with the program, just our normal stuff, just to keep in contact with them. But we want to make sure long term that they're safe in that home.
Yes.
And you and I can talk about the heartstrings and how it's important for them to stay mentally sound and safe in their home. But the insurance companies and the taxpayers really care about the bottom line financially. And we can save everybody a lot of money if we do this up front rather than on the back end.
Sure. Now, a lot of this fall prevention program, it seems to cover safety at home, and you have another program, Safe at Home. What's the difference between the Safe at Home program and the fall prevention?
The Safe at Home program focuses a little bit more on fire prevention. This is a program that we also designed specifically for Southern Nevada. Not many of the affiliates across the country use it. We found that we were going in and paying contractors $250 per grab bar to install grab bars, when we can do it ourselves for about $14.
Oh my.
And it's not a knock on the contractors. They
No.
have, it's their
They
licensing and
have
everything.
overheads and-
We can do repairs under $1,000 with certain parameters without a license. So we install grab bars, we install smoke detectors, CO detectors, fire extinguishers. We repaint the numbers on an address curb. We can swap out air filters. We can swap out a leaky faucet, minor things. But we'd rather do it with our money and save that contractor dollars to do the air
Sure.
conditioners and stuff.
Mhm.
And we're able to do, Robert and Ivan do between 700 and 800 homes a year.
Good grief.
And
That's a
it's,
lot.
and we don't turn anyone away for that program.
No.
If you're a little bit high on the income on that side, we'll still take care of these things because maybe your neighbor's low income. And if your house burns down because you don't have a smoke detector or a fire extinguisher, it's probably going to burn their house down too. So that's not somebody, or that's a program that we don't turn anybody away for.
Okay. Now, when you say you can do it yourselves as opposed to hiring contractors, how many are there of you in the group that are doing it yourselves to save getting the contractors?
Not enough. We have 2 full-time employees that's all they do. And they do, sometimes they do 10 clients a day. Sometimes they do 4 clients a day. It just depends on the day
Sure.
and the impact of the work. And,
yes, the sheer volume that needs taken care of. And then it's the home program. You have
the home program is critical home repair on steroids. We do about 8 houses a year in Henderson and 8 houses a year in the city of North Las Vegas. Those are the 2 municipalities that fund this actual program. So that's where the work goes. And we start with the air conditioner, the roof, all the windows, and all the doors in the house. That's the first thing we do. And that generally takes us pretty close to the cap now with with inflation and the cost of doing business. We used to be able to do a lot more with this program, but that's generally gets us pretty close to where we need to be. But instantly, that house is now viable for another 20 years, maybe 30 years. It's energy efficient. Their electric bill will go down between 60 and 70% just by doing those replacements. So that's money in their pocket. All of our clients are living on a fixed income. So a couple $100 a month is significant,
Yes.
especially when they're on Social Security. I think our average client right now is, the new numbers came out, I think $20,900 a year is their average income.
Oh, boy.
Imagine trying to live off of that.
No.
Yeah, even if you own your home, I just don't. You still have to pay insurance. You still have to pay taxes. You still have to pay food.
Property taxes.
And they're literally choosing between food and medicine and an air conditioner,
Yes.
or even their electric bill sometimes. So if we can go in with this home program and make that impact on their home energy efficient wise, it's pretty substantial.
You've got to be godsend to a lot of these people, especially those with disabilities and the veterans. And it's got to be a godsend when you go and you take care of these things that they've probably been living with for ages.
It's honestly a blessing. I can't describe it any other way. The impact that we get to have to make a difference in someone's life, and the hugs and the thank yous. And I'm not in the field anymore. Unfortunately, I run the whole organization now, so I don't get to see as many of the clients as I used to. But I still get out on the volunteer days, and I get to see the impact, and it's really nice.
It's got to be emotionally rewarding, even if it's not financially rewarding.
Extremely.
Yes. On that note, we're going to take another sponsorship break. Please stay with us. Please listen to the message from Lucia Capital Group, Joshua Dowden. They'll help you with your 401ks or retirement plans. Please stay tuned.
At Lucia Capital Group, we've been helping people manage risk and plan for their future through some of the most challenging market conditions. Volatility in the stock market will never go away, so it's really all about your strategy and how you react to it. Our bucket strategy aims to help you manage your financial goals even during the most uncertain times. I'm Joshua Dowden. I've been working with clients here for more than 16 years, and I can help you as well. My office is right here in the heart of Summerlin, just north of Charleston Boulevard. Don't let the stock market determine the quality of your retirement. Call me today for a free consultation. 702-508-6421. That's 702-508-6421.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the program. Thank you again to Lucia Capital Group for sponsoring this program. And thank you, Bob Cleveland, for being with us here today, representing Rebuilding Together Southern Nevada and giving a plug for Rebuilding Together Northern Nevada. So what is the biggest challenge that you would say, obviously other than finance, I would imagine is biggest, it is for most. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now, your organization?
You're right. It is always the dollars. The more
Yes.
dollars we have, the more people we can help. Processing all the applications. As many people as we help, we're hitting 1,000, 1,200 a year now, between all the programs. We're probably turning away just as many people.
Wow.
Sometimes they don't qualify. Sometimes they don't follow up. Sometimes there's some struggles with their paperwork where, the deed on the house isn't correct. And turning all those people away, it's not fun because, there is a need there still.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We do what we can. That's probably the hardest part for us is all the people. We help a significant amount of people. We really do. But we turn away so many. That's heartbreaking sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
We have certain rules. I'll give you one quick example. If you have 2 air conditioners in your house and one has failed and one's still working, we can't help you because we have so many homes that don't have any air conditioning.
Yes.
And there's people that don't understand that. And I get where they're coming from, but we have people whose entire home is 98 degrees.
Wow.
So we can't help everybody. We do our very best, but we can't.
Well, hopefully most people realize you're a non-profit, you're a volunteer, predominantly volunteer organization, and you're doing the best you can. You can't perform miracles. I'd like to talk a little bit about your volunteers. According to your website, I saw you have a staggering number of volunteers that help you out. Over 1,250, I think it's had on the website. That's huge. And you have 2 volunteer days, one in April, and you've got one coming up in October. And from what I could see, you do different things in April as you do in October.
Just a little bigger scale. Just a little bigger scale.
Tell us about your volunteer day in October. Well, first, can you give us the date of the volunteer day?
Sure. So it's Make a Difference Day is the last Saturday in October, and I believe this year is the 26th. And National Rebuilding Day is the 4th Saturday in April. We moved ours to the 3rd Saturday in April because we don't want to interfere with the draft and the Raiders. But those are our 2 big volunteer days. And that's where our corporate sponsors adopt a home that's already had a critical repair. So if you have a home and it's your air conditioner, but you need the outside of your home needs some TLC, that's where our volunteers come in. We can't spend money on that kind of thing. So let's say NV Energy is one of our corporate volunteers. They'll adopt this home. They'll go out and they'll paint the outside of it. They'll xeriscape the front yard. They'll do debris removal on the whole house, out, front and back. If they've got the skill on their team, maybe they'll change a light fixture on the outside. All the volunteer workers on the outside, and they restore pride and ownership of the home. And they come out with like 50 people, and it's a great team building exercise. They're hands-on with the person they're helping. A lot of other organizations, when you volunteer for them, you never see the client. So they're actually spending an entire day with the client, getting to know them, getting to know their need. And so many of our teams stay in touch with their clients to help them out here and there in the future. It's just an incredible day to come out and give back to the community. In April, we'll generally do about 30 homes. In October, we'll do 10, 15 homes. And that's all done with corporate volunteer teams. It's just amazing. Wow. And all those teams adopt those homes, and they donate at least $10,000 to that house to make sure that all the critical repairs are paid for. And that helps extend us and help us help other people. We do some one-off volunteer days. CSAA, which is AAA, California State Automobile Association, they come here and they do 2 or 3 projects a year, and they have their own days that they want to do them. We charge a little bit more for that because our whole staff comes out that day. We provide lunch and everything for their volunteers, and that's a $15,000 to $20,000 commitment from the organizations. Wow. So if you want your own day, you can pick whatever day you want, and we'll come out and we'll set up an event just like our National Rebuilding Day or our Make a Difference Day, but it's just you in that day. And our local TV stations, all 4 of them, all 4 of the major broadcasters show up regularly, and they cover every one of these days, every one of these events for us.
That's
Even
nice.
if they can't make it out with a crew, we can send in, iPhone footage or Droid footage,
Okay.
and they carry it. And it's a blessing to have them carry all of our news stories. And we're so grateful to all 4 of them.
No, that's nice. They covered that. Now, the 15 homes that you'll be doing in October,
Mhm.
is it, you said one sponsored by Nevada Energy.
That's one of them.
Now, all the others, is it all corporate
Correct.
sponsored homes?
Mhm.
So you have 15 corporations that take on. And if you've got more corporations to sponsor, you would do more homes?
Absolutely. We always
Okay.
have more need.
Then
Always.
Always, I'm sure. And who picks out the homes? Or
They
do
give
people
us
write to you and say, we need our home done, and you evaluate and say, Nevada Energy, could you take this?
Well, the first thing we do is we take our pool of houses that have had critical home repair. So we
Okay.
only choose from that pool of clients. So we
Mhm.
know they're qualified. We've met them. We know who they are. We interview the homeowner. We want to make sure that they'll be good with volunteers and not have anxiety about that. Because having 50 people at your house or 30 people at your house working may not sit well with some people, and
Sure.
that's totally understandable. But we want to make sure it's a good fit for both sides. We make sure that the scope of work is not going to be overwhelming. Some corporate teams want the house in Henderson. Some want it in North Las Vegas. Some want it in unincorporated Clark County. Wherever they want it, we try to fit that. Some might want a veteran. Some want a widowed African American woman. Whatever their request is, we try to fill that. Their organization may target certain people, and that's who we want to go after.
Sure.
So, for example, one of our older partners is the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals. They obviously want to work on a veteran home.
Mhm.
We have volunteers come out from the United States Air Force. They obviously want to work on a veteran home.
Mhm.
Whatever it is that they're looking for that's going to make them feel good about giving back, we want to provide that for them.
So this volunteer day, there's a lot of preparation and planning that goes. I would suspect as soon as you've finished April, you're already working on the October one, the evaluations and interviews and what have you.
Our program staff is amazing. They're out there working with these clients day in and day out, visiting them and qualifying them and getting their repairs scheduled. They're getting their air conditioners replaced, and they get to know the clients and they know who's going to be a good fit. And we have a list, and then we let our corporate sponsors know, hey, this is what we have. Are you interested? And we have like Raymond Group as a contractor. They come out and they adopt a house. I'm not kidding. They come out with 100 volunteers.
Wow.
For one house. And they throw like a block party, and they do all the stuff we ask them to do, and then they do other repairs that the client wants. And it's just
Wow.
amazing how much they give. They all just give of themselves, and it's amazing to see. Las Vegas isn't famous for that, and it's they all give back. It's so incredible.
Since we've been doing this program, we've learned how much people do give back across the board. It's a very, very giving community. If volunteers did want to sign up, if any of our viewers are watching this and they'd like to sign up for the Volunteer Make a Difference Day in October, for example, would they reach out to your organization or would they contact the sponsor?
No, we only take
you.
corporate sponsors. We can't take individuals. There's a lot of legality in there. Taking individual volunteers, we don't know who they are. They haven't been vetted. Background checks and things like that. Corporations have already done that with their employees.
Gotcha.
But any corporate volunteer team that wants to come out, even if you've only got, let's say, 5 volunteers, we have one that comes out every year. They have 5 volunteers, and they partner with another. I think they partner with MD Energy actually,
Okay.
and they give. They make a donation and they want to give back, but they can't do a house on their own, so they partner with MD Energy.
Gotcha.
Just reach out to us and let us know that your corporation wants to adopt a home, and we'll make it happen.
So the Volunteer Day Make a Difference. You're looking for corporations, not necessarily individuals.
Correct.
You're looking for corporations, and the corporations, it's incumbent upon them to vet their own volunteers and find their own volunteers. Have I got that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Generally, it's their employees, and they want to come out and do a team building exercise.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
and give back to the community and all that. But it's great for them to do team building.
Yes. And then again, if it's a small company and they say we can only do so much,
We're happy to partner.
you would then give them a home that requires less renovation.
Or we can partner with one of our bigger teams.
You hook them up that way. A lot of planning and thought. I can't believe all this behind the scenes that has to go on to make these volunteer events happen. And then you do have volunteers yourselves that aren't necessarily involved in these 2 volunteer days.
No, we
that
have
go out at other times.
All of our
during the year.
staff. All of our staff are full-time employees now.
They're all full-time employees.
We've had so much growth that we couldn't do it with volunteers. It just doesn't work. Especially being in the houses, and we're constantly in people's homes. We have to make sure that our full-time staff is all background checked, all bonded. We can't ever take that risk, especially like I said, with the growth. We've grown 10 times in the last 6 years.
Wow,
So
that's amazing.
Our budget has gone from just over $1.5 million to over $11 million. It's the giving out there. The government giving is incredible. The state of Nevada really believes in preserving affordable housing.
Mhm.
All the municipalities we work in believe in preserving affordable housing. They know for every house that we preserve and keep a client in, that's 2 affordable housing units to get saved. Because not only does that house get saved, if they lose their home, they're going to have to go into assisted living or a senior apartment or something like that. So that's another one off the market, plus the one they just lost.
Yeah.
So, as much as we want to build new houses, new affordable housing, which I 100% support, we have to preserve what's there. We have to preserve that existing stock.
Yeah.
And all the municipalities have been incredible getting behind us and helping us to do that.
Is that where you get most of your funding from? Municipal grants or state grants?
We
corporate donations?
We're funded by the state of Nevada, unincorporated Clark County, City of Las Vegas, City of North Las Vegas, City of Henderson. Nye County has funded us. The City of Pahrump has funded us. We're just really lucky that they all believe in what we do, and they make sure we get funded to make sure we take care of them. And that's why we're able to go all the way up to Mesquite, go all the way down to Laughlin, Sloan, Searchlight. We've done work in all those municipalities. Yeah. In the last couple of years. Yeah. So we're very lucky to be able to help that many people.
You're doing amazing work, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be on this program today,
Appreciate it.
and for sharing the information and knowledge of what you're doing to make our community a much brighter and better place. Thank you for that.
You.
And just before we go, would you like to give out the information to our viewers if they want to reach out to you and get in touch? Your website and your phone number?
Our website is www.rtsnv.org. There's a place on there to learn about corporate volunteerism, and there's also a place on there to become a monthly donor or a single-time donor. You can also reach out to the office at 702-259-4900. Any of our staff would be happy to talk to you.
Thank you again, Bob, for that information, and it will be shared on the screen here. And I'd like to also thank John Stiles, the show's producer and station owner, for allowing me to host this program. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Pacific Coast Capital and Lucia Capital Group, and my business partner, Ralph Champion. You'll see his messages right at the end of this program. If you have any questions or comments on this, please reach out to me, Stephen at thegiftofgiving.vegas, and I'll be happy to hear from you and hear your comments and get your feedback. I'd like to thank you, our viewers, especially for tuning into this program. I hope you found it informative and appreciate the work that this organization is doing. Hopefully you'll join us again next week. In the meantime, be safe, be kind to one another, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Mr. R.J. Champion is proud to sponsor WWDBTV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.